Hello, writers. My name is Miss Hart, and I'm here today to teach you something new. Do you remember last week when you were working hard to learn about the different steps you take when carving a pumpkin? Remember we used these vocabulary words when we were writing and talking? First, then, next, and last? Well, today I want to teach you how to sequence events. That might be a new word. Can you say the word sequence? Great job. Sequence means to put things in order so they make sense. I want you to think in your reader brain or your writer brain about something that you do that you have to do in order. Let's think for a minute. I was thinking in my writer brain, I was thinking about the steps that I take when I wash my hands. So I want you to think about when you're washing your hands, what you do first, then what you do, next what you do, and the last thing you do when you're washing your hands. I want you to watch as I model this skill for you. So when I'm washing my hands, the very first thing I do is I turn on the water. I can't begin washing my hands until the water is turned on. So notice I'm going to start with this vocabulary word first. Turn on the water. That's the first step we take, first graders. Then I'm going to think to myself, now that I've turned on the water, what's the next step? Then, after the water is on, I'm going to rub my hands with soap. Let's all rub our hands together, pretend like we're rubbing our hands with soap. So far, I'm going to see if it makes sense, if my sequence of events makes sense so far. First, turn on the water, then rub hands with soap. Now I'm going to think to myself, what's the next thing that I'm going to do? Next, I'm going to rinse them with water. So I'm going to rinse my hands with water. Now that I've rubbed my soap in, the next step is to rinse with water. Now I'm on to my very last word, last. Last, I'm going to dry with a towel. So I'm going to read them all together, first graders, and I want you to listen as I read the steps for washing my hands and tell me if it makes sense. First, turn on the water, then rub hands with soap, next, rinse with water, and last, dry with a towel. First graders, when we are putting our events in order, the most important thing is to make sure that they make sense. If I was washing my hands and I said first, I dry with a towel, that seems kind of silly. Or if I said last, I turn on the water, that seems kind of silly to me. So when we're working this week in Seesaw, I want you to be thinking about when you are ordering your events, do they make sense? First graders, today and every day, I want you to think about the different things that you do and the steps that you do them in. Thanks for listening.